Hello, welcome back to our YouTube channel. My name's Lucy and I'm a speech and language therapist working in Ealing. Today, we're going to be talking about how we can support children when things become difficult or distressing for them. We will be going through how we can keep the child at the centre of everything, how to build relationships, and create a supportive environment where the child can thrive. To help us understand why children may demonstrate behaviours of distress, it's important to discuss social, emotional, and mental health needs. SEMH needs are a type of additional educational need in which a child has persistent difficulties with regulating their emotions due to various causes. Children with SEMH may experience distress or withdrawal in response to certain situations. This can be difficult for that individual and others involved to manage. Children with SEMH and communication needs are at risk of being misunderstood. This could lead to difficulties forming and maintaining relationships with others, low academic attainment, school exclusions, or involvement in the criminal justice system, or difficulty accessing the right help. SEMH and speech, language, and communication needs often go hand in hand, and we may see children experience difficulties at school or at home. It can be difficult to interpret what their behaviour means. As speech and language therapists, we believe that behaviour is communication. Our role is to work together with the child, the school, and the family to consider the underlying factors that might be influencing their behaviour and help to put into place interventions to support. So, why might we see a child demonstrating these behaviours of distress? Children may display behaviours of distress for many reasons, including they might not be able to understand the instructions or the task at hand. They might not understand what is expected of them or what you want them to do. Some may have difficulties understanding their emotions. They could be experiencing these really big feelings that they're not sure how to label or manage. They might be frustrated by communication breakdowns or by other people not understanding them. It might be that the work or the task is too difficult for the child, or the demands of the situation are too high. They might be stuck in this cycle of displaying this behaviour because they don't know how to repair communication breakdowns or relate positively to peers or adults around them. In the description below, we've linked you to a video titled Why Am I Rude?, which shows why children and young people may present in the way that they do. We'd really encourage you to pause the video and go and watch that video linked in the description below now. Welcome back. We're going to move on to think about responding to children in the moment. Every child is different and has different needs. Have discussions with the people who know them best, for example, parents or key workers at school. Responding in the moment can be really tricky for a lot of adults. It's important to think about our own reactions and responses to the behaviour, as these have the power to maintain or damage our relationship with the child. We've broken down some key tips that can help manage this behaviour in the moment. Firstly, it's essential that we ensure that everyone is safe and protected from harm. So that includes the child and us as the supporting adult. Sometimes a child's behaviour may make us feel angry, worried, or stressed, and it's really important for you to stay as calm as possible so you can approach the situation in a non-judgmental way, making sure your response is coming from a place of understanding. Ask if the child needs support or space and respect their wishes. You can reduce the amount of spoken language you're using. Lots of talking can cause the child to feel more stressed or upset. We should keep our spoken language to short, direct sentences and use pictures and gesture where we can to support the child's understanding. Reduce your expectations on the child and yourself. Remember that we're all human and we make mistakes, but as long as we're open and honest and keeping the child at the centre of everything, we're doing our best. And making sure you're hearing what the child is telling you, really listen to their side of the story. Next, we're going to think about three key things that we can remember when managing these situations. And these three key points are reflect, repair, and empower. So first, reflect. Support the child to tell their story. Some children with speech, language, and communication difficulties may find it easier to tell a story or explain a situation using drawings rather than words. Allow the child space and time to reflect on the situation and ensure that the child's views and explanations are listened to and considered. Role play can also be used to support these discussions. Support the child to reflect, for example, thinking about other people's thoughts, feelings, intentions, and actions. Talk about what the child could do the same or differently next time. Support the child to find regulation strategies that work for them. Remember, what works for you might not work for the child, but why not try practicing a variety of regulation strategies together to find out what works for the child and what they prefer? For example, they might benefit from some quiet alone time in a calm space, or they might enjoy going for a walk or engaging in some activity in the fresh air. Some children might find other regulation strategies helpful, such as stretches or use of fidget toys. It's also key for us to support the development of their emotional literacy. Some children can find it difficult to understand the emotions and feelings that they experience. They might not understand what emotion they're feeling and how their body changes in response to those emotions. For example, we might get sweaty palms or tense muscles when we're anxious. It's important to explore with the child how these emotions feel for them. It's also great to have discussions around what social cues we can look for that tells us how someone else might be feeling in a situation too. The next point is repair. So build trust and understanding with the child. Take that time to connect with the child, to get to know them, to find out what they like and dislike. This can take some time, so try and be patient with the child. Playing games with the child and engaging in activities that they enjoy are ways to create that really positive connection. Try to provide them with a safe, nurturing, non-judgmental environment and listen to their views. Children need a space where they can discuss what has happened without judgment from the adult. Praise the child when they're engaging positively with others. Children often experience judgment about their behaviours of distress, which can lead to poor self-image, self-esteem, and reduced confidence. To help boost that confidence, you can really highlight and praise the positive interactions that they're having with other people. The last point then is empower. So check that they understand information given to them. A child with speech, language, and communication difficulties may not always understand complex spoken language. It's important that you break down information into smaller chunks. Ask the child to explain back to you what you've said. And some children may be masking their difficulties with understanding by engaging in some of the disruptive behaviours that we've considered. Work with the child and support them to identify areas they would like to work on. We can help support them to identify the behaviours of distress that they demonstrate, and we can help them to find motivating goals that are personal to them so they're more likely to engage in the programme. Give them the tools to repair communication breakdowns and exploring what they could do in those moments. For example, saying it in a different way, or using an alternative communication method, or asking the other person to repeat themselves. Support them to understand their strengths, needs, and their own communication style. This will help support them to be able to advocate for themselves and share with others the adjustments that they might need. So today we've talked about how social, emotional, and mental health needs may present as behaviours of distress and how we can support children in these situations. If you have any questions or you live or work in Ealing, you can contact us via our advice line. And if you scroll down, you'll find our contact details in the description underneath the video. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.